Welcome to the WisMissus podcast, reading, writing, and roaming around Wisconsin, the Midwest, and beyond. I am Valerie Biel here with my co-host, T.K. Sheffield. This is our company Christmas party, which was supposed to actually take place at a restaurant, but it's kind of bad weather. So we're still
Right.
close to home and we're doing it like this today. Go ahead and introduce yourself. I know we always like to do that at the beginning of the show. So go ahead, TK.
My name is T.K. Sheffield. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Cheers to all of you. I write stories for readers to laugh and escape the backyard model mysteries, which are The Devil Wears Prada meets a Wisconsin Supper Club. And I have a new series coming out. It is about Cupid, who decides that he is fed up with the matchmaking scene, so he becomes a matchmaker in a small town, Mineral Point, called The Valentine Lines. And that is coming out. I've got the ebook is out, and then we'll have a bigger launch for February. I'll be at Literatus, and we'll have some more fun with Valentines and love and matchmaking. So,
Perfect. Yeah, and so that's out already, yes? So
yes, actually, the ebook is out for 99 cents today, and then it's just going to be like this continual 2-month party launch.
I think that sounds perfect. That sounds
Yes.
perfect. I'll introduce myself a little bit too. If this is the first time you have been with us, my name is Valerie Biel, and I am an award-winning author and a book marketing publicity pro. And I never type like that whole thing across the bottom, which I should do. And here's the thing, I am so sad. I look for my sparkles, and you've got your beautiful, I guess those pearls or light bulbs? Are they supposed to be light bulbs?
And I think they're light bulbs. They're glam light bulbs. Look for the glam filter.
I have nothing. I like that. I have my tree in the back, so I
Yes.
decided to my office is in another part of the house, and it is not as festive. So I am upstairs near the tree. My husband is traveling, therefore I will not have interruptions. We won't have random someone walking by. Although he would stop
Random.
and say hello.
I never mind random people walking across the back, but I love animals who make cameos. And people apologize and they're, oh no, the kitty's here. And I'm like, no, I want to see the cats, the
Yeah.
dogs. I want to see
Yes.
them.
Bring them over, let them walk
Yes.
through. Yeah, I have no issues with that. I do laugh though at the poor people who've tried to work from home. Maybe they are younger execs or whatever. They're working from home, but the dad keeps coming in to like offer them food, and and those are the most hilarious clips. And you're just
Yes.
like, oh my God, did you want lunch? Dad, I'm in
Yes.
a meeting. They're trying to look all professional, but they've moved home. A lot of that was during the
Guilty.
pandemic.
Done it. Yes. Guilty. Done it to my daughter.
Okay, so we decided to be festive. We're recording this during the middle of the day. We have non-alcoholic,
Yes.
cheerful drinks. So, and we were talking about the differences. So she's got a flute, and I have what we call a coupe. And you were admiring this, and I have a set from my great aunt, and I just think they're so
Oh,
elegant. And I
perfect.
love so much, to pull those out around the holidays. But I have to show you what I've got today. That's a little pomegranate juice, but I'm not, this is a product placement. I'm not getting paid for this. But I have fallen in love with the Fever Tree sparkling lemonade. So that's, this is that.
The whole Fever Tree line. They've got an elderflower, I think it's that I love, and they've got a ginger beer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we need to get a sponsorship.
Yeah, that's going to take an effort, right? Because I think we
Right.
need thousands and thousands of subscribers. So cheers to our few subscribers and our watchers who enjoy us bantering back and forth on things. Today is our gratefulness, sort of the angels in our year and good gifts for writers. So it's our wrap up of the things that we are grateful for this year, as well as people we're grateful for and such. Do you want to start with reading, writing, and roaming, which we typically do? I am not doing a lot of reading of books that are available to you yet. I am doing a lot of ARC reading. I'm reading Joy Rybar's ARC.
Yep.
Her husband, John, has a book out, John Rybar. That one is out. I'm reading that one too. And then I'm also doing a review of a Bible study that
Oh,
Barbara
nice.
Clinton, she's someone that we've known for years. Barbara Britton is someone I met probably at one of my first conferences, and we've
Mhm.
crossed paths at different charitable things through the years and whatever. And I consider her a dear friend. And she has put out, she typically writes biblical fiction. She's put out a Bible study. So I'm working my way through that to give her.
Oh, lovely. She's a lovely person, and I'm just thrilled she's doing that.
Yeah, she's delightful. So that's a nice thing at this time of year as well, right? In the
Mhm.
Christmas. What about you? Reading? What's she reading?
Same. I've got some advanced reader copies, Joy Rybar included.
Hmm.
And, I'm sort of, as they used to say on the British version of The Office, I'm snowed under, literally and figuratively. I've got Joy's that I'm reading, and I've got some advanced reader copies that I'm just catching up on. It's the holidays, and I'm just doing my best to keep up on with, books that I just haven't been able to read.
Right. And I'm behind. I'm behind. I think I said this last month that I still owe you your Valentine lines review. I'm really sorry about that.
Ah, right.
But I'm catching up. This is my catch up week. Whenever my husband's traveling, particularly for our charity, when no one else is in the house, it's really a great time to catch up on things. So I am
Yep.
doing a lot of catching up. There's hope in the future. I hope by
Right.
Sunday when I have to go get him from the airport that we're all good. This won't
Right.
come out until like what? Friday. Friday this comes out. So we're recording this a little earlier in the week. What about writing? Have you been doing any writing?
I have been, yes, actually, I am taking, as writers, plans change, right? I'm taking a screenwriting graduate level class starting in January for 12 weeks. I'm fascinated by the genre. I'm fascinated by it. I have other screenplays that have done well in festivals, and I love doing it because I love dialogue. Well, I'm taking a screenwriting class, and then I'll be going to a retreat in September. And I thought I would be doing the Valentine line screenplay because that actually has a one act play associated with it that I wrote first because it was for my master's thesis.
You mentioned that. That's so
Yes.
awesome.
And as things do, in the night, an idea struck me, and so I've pivoted and I'm doing a completely different idea, but I love it. I'm already 50 pages in. That's the beauty of inspiration, right? And so I will be writing that from January to March.
That's awesome. I'm excited
Polishing,
for
I
you.
should say. Yeah.
And we know what that feels like, right? I mean, and the other writers who are listening to us or watching us, uh, when that hits and you can
Right.
go with it and you've got the freedom to go with it, the time, that's a lot. That's a magical thing. I love that.
Yes. When the muse strikes, you just go with it. You don't question it. You go with it. You write when the inspiration hits. You take the notes. I'm up between 4 and 5 a.m. working on it, and you just go. And the irony is, I've had other nuggets like this, bursts during the holidays. I don't know what it is between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I wrote, The Devil Wears Flannel. I've got a screenplay called The Devil Wears Flannel. And I wrote it in that 6 weeks, and I'm
I love
doing the
it.
same thing now. I can't tell you why. I'm just doing it.
Well, and it's interesting too, like seasonally, you think, oh, this is a really, really busy time of year, but it's also when, things slow down for us with
Right.
less outdoor, like it's cold here now. I mean, unless you're a big outdoor sports enthusiast, like, I mean, you seriously could go cross country skiing or snowshoeing at this
Right.
point in Wisconsin. But a lot of us have, we have so many things that we do outside. And so it's a good time, even with holiday, things, there's a little more freedom, maybe
Right.
to pursue that.
And I think it's part of the dark. I set the atmosphere. I've got candles glowing. I've got the coffee brewing. I don't have any TV on. I write in silence. I watch the world wake up out my window over the backyard. I watch the sun come up. This landscape is beautiful. It's to me, the most peaceful, inspirational time to write. And it's a joyful time. I go to bed thinking, oh, I can't wait to get up in the morning.
Well, and that's wonderful because, a lot of times in our lives, we've got troubles and tribulations,
Right.
and we, have a hard time sleeping, and we surely don't want to confront the new day because of whatever's
Right.
happening. So to be in that space and to be able to
Right.
create. And I have to say, because I'm a night owl and I stay up later, and I get up, and you sometimes then have the beautiful picture of the dawn, sun
Yes.
coming up, and I'm like, oh, and I'm so happy for you that I am definitely so I always say follow you on social media because you're going to get some really wonderful, inspirational, fun pictures of you. Your backyard's gorgeous.
And I'll do the heavy lifting, no problem. I'll do the viewing for you. I'll take the pictures and share them on social. All you gotta do is sit there and enjoy it.
Yeah,
Give
and
a
I'm
like
here
now and
like,
then.
8 a.m., like sleepy, getting my coffee, and then I get to enjoy your pictures. So it's all good.
What are you working on? Speaking of writing.
I am working on plotting the second book in what will be the Chloe and Maggie mystery series.
Oh,
First book,
wonderful.
yeah. So I need to do that one. Right now, though, I got to tell you, I'm having a little trouble making that leap into that. I know I need to do it, but I'm on tour with my Circle of Nine series with Partners in Crime blog tours right now. So I'm getting people reacting to the series. It's a whole series tour, and that is making me appreciate those characters so much again
Oh,
that I'm
good.
itching to keep writing in that series too. So I really just want to clone myself and be able to do
Yeah.
everything. Um,
Oh gosh, good for you. Isn't that, speaking of joyful, isn't that a wonderful feeling knowing you've got characters and books that you can't wait to get back to?
and I mean, I love the characters in the Chloe and Maggie mystery series too. Which is why that's going to be a series.
Mhm.
I just couldn't say goodbye to them.
And congratulations on the success with
Uh,
that book too. That
well, and
book
that,
has done beautifully. Here, I'm going to hold it up. That
thank you.
book, here it is. Good for you. It's just done beautifully. I cheer you on every time you say, "Oh, I got this award. Oh, this award." I'm
I
like,
know
"Good
it's
for
just like
you."
a little insane. It is. I mean, it was a great year, and to replicate that, it may never happen again. But we'll take our victory lap
Right,
with it and
right,
be like, okay, and then move
right.
forward and hopefully write a book, the second book in that series that's as worthy for the readers.
I
And that's
believe in you. Yeah, absolutely. You bet.
yeah, that's definitely one of my like good things for the year when we get over to that list. But I'm not roaming though much. I mean, I'm pretty much until the new year. I don't have any travel. What about you? Have you been roaming a bit?
Yes, I've been, it's been a beautiful fall. I was at the Heidel House for a holiday market with author Tammy Borden. It was so fun. Heidel House is right on Green Lake, beautiful setting, friendly people, lots of attendees, and on the water, and the restaurant is fabulous. I had a Caesar salad with salmon that was just delicious. And
No.
yeah, totally fun. And then I had some library appearances. I was at the McQuantico Library. I will be again appearing at the McQuantico Library in January. If you're in the area, Southeast Wisconsin, come visit. I'm going to be giving away Valentine lines and other things.
Hold it up again. Look how pretty it is.
That's a special cover.
Look at it. You can see the glistening
Yeah,
foil.
that's from 48 Hour. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. We talked about that last time, and I'll link again back to that. Like when we were
Yeah,
talking about making the most out of the work that you've put in
yeah.
and the creative work to have such a pretty special edition.
Yeah, I love it, and it just turned out beautifully, and they were great to work with. So, yeah,
Good.
if you're
I'll link
if
to
you're
that.
looking for the gold foil or something on your covers, yeah, and it's printed in the U.S. Oh, I'll be at Literatus on the February 14th too.
Oh, yes, yes. And aren't they lovely? Aren't they lovely?
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, so not a lot of roaming for me. I've got some coming up. Bookish things are all have been very close to home, which is fine. I've taught a workshop to the middle school kids, roughly paralleling the old NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. And we just finished that. I have my ongoing books and beer type things. That's also local. So nothing far and wide or, further than a 10-minute drive right now from
Well,
my
speaking of Nano, we're having the Wisconsin chapter of Sisters in Criming is having the WIRIMO. So they're having a Wisconsin version of novel writing month. Wisconsin Sisters in Crime. Find them on Facebook. You'll see the hashtag, and consider if you're looking to really, start off strong in the year. Consider WIRIMO for your mystery or thriller or crime fiction.
I wonder if I should do that. I need that. I need that to get my next book written.
We're going to have a Whispresso Cafe on Saturday.
Yes, and of course we're doing that, virtually. Anyone can join
Yes.
us. So we don't have to travel for that, but
We
yeah.
don't have to travel for that. It's open to everyone, not just WWA members. But Nicole, president of Wisconsin Sisters in Crime, she's going to come on and just do a little 5-minute announcement about it
Oh, so
before we
good.
start.
Well, I'm excited for that conversation because I gotten to hang out with Christy and talk about her new book and how much I love it. And I will link to that. And with three of us, we know we're going to have a good time no matter what. So mentioning those things brings me to one of the things on my list, like my gratefulness list.
Mhm.
So why don't I jump in with my first one? One of my gratefulness things, and this is actually the second one on my list. I'll go back to my first one, is the organizations like this. Um, it's the camaraderie, it is the education, it is the just the helpfulness of members when you need to bounce an idea off somebody, whether it's in person at a conference or we all have these virtual you can call them a list serve or a group chat or whatever where you can ask questions. But that would be Wisconsin Writers Association, and we're always talking about that. Sisters in Crime, which you've just mentioned, the Wisconsin chapter. But really, if you're a member of a group like that, you can go to other events virtually or in person or whatever. Like you're allowed to do that nationwide. And then the group a smaller group that's by invitation only that we're members of, the Blackbird Writers. I'm always so very grateful for that group because of the support provided during our launches or reviews, advanced readers, beta readers, the whole thing. Survivability in the world as a writer,
Right.
that these groups are always so important. How about
Right.
how about you? What's one of yours?
I second what you just said because, I did a chapter break with the Midwest Writers Room for the Valentine lines. And during that chapter break, we were talking about how do you get there? How do you finish the manuscript? And I've got a master's degree. I started this, during that process. I taught college writing, but it wasn't until I joined Wisconsin Writers Association and surrounded myself with people who had achieved and who were encouraging, and the critique groups with Lori Shear. And we have Lisa Lickle and we have Margaret too. It wasn't until that moment that I could finish. I could just push across the finish line and get there. So I second your comments about the groups. I'm going to add libraries. I've done a number of library events, and the beautiful thing about library events is they tend to snowball. So now I've got libraries asking now for my presentations, which is fabulous, and I love doing libraries. It's a wonderful environment. And I learn a ton while you do this. As you do this, you learn more and more that it's really about the people you meet along the way. And I always do a giveaway. I go to the local bookstore, such as I always, you know, I do a little buy there a bag, and then I do a gift card giveaway. And in this case, I did Reads by the River.
Oh, yes,
And
look at that.
yeah, they're in Waterford. So I did a Reads by the River and I gave away a gift card and a book. And I got the most beautiful thank you letter back.
Oh, snail
Look at
mail.
this. Look at how
Oh,
she writes. Look at
oh my
this.
goodness.
And her handwriting is just stunning. It's just stunning. She gives me this beautiful,
Oh,
card. And I am just thankful for the people you meet. I was happy to give away things to her because she was just such a positive energy person. So I'm going to
oh.
say I'm thankful for the positive energy people I meet along the way.
Yeah, we need that. We all need that because there's
Mhm.
plenty of negative energy in the world that kind of can
Right,
suck
right,
the happiness out of the
right.
air, if you will. So one of my other ones, and I know that you probably have this on your list too, is the indie bookstores.
Yes.
I should say, or are the indie bookstores. There's been so many times where, you do the outreach to them and they're so gracious to have us in. We've done some events together. One of our favorites is Literatus in Watertown. It's just a brilliant place and they do a very nice job for authors. Daydream Believers and Daydream Believer Gifts and Books and Gifts. I
Books.
think that's the official name of it in Lake Mills. One of my all-time favorites is down on Monroe Street in Madison is Mystery to Me. I like to be able to support these places. It's a balanced relationship, They give us an opportunity, we can help give them some more PR. It's a worthy endeavor, right?
So it's a definitely a worthy endeavor. And, to piggyback on that, I was thinking about, okay, gratefulness, angels of the year, and you're always on my list.
Yeah, you're
I've
my
here's your card. I had this for you, you're you, that's your superpower. You know, when in doubt, always call Val. Val, what should I do?
oh,
Um,
sure,
but
sure.
my ultimate angel this year salute is to all the indie authors and trad authors who have pushed through to the finish line. Because it's tough out there. We're in, I started the work in the workforce before email, before the internet, right? We didn't have that. I wrote the company newsletter you had to lay it out and they printed it. And the idea that you could send out the company newsletter, as an email attachment was unheard of. We didn't know what a PDF was.
Oh my gosh, I think back to the day. Remember the books of clip art?
Yes. Yes. So, that was a revolution, right, in communication. We're there again. AI is changing everything. It's changing SEO, it's changing search, it's changing the workplace, it's changing everything. And we're in that same revolution, right? We're going through it now. History's being made. So every author who has said, okay, I'm just going to ride it out. I'm on the wave. I'm going to keep going. And it's going to be rough. And I'm going to feel like I'm going under. And I'm going to feel like I'm swamped. And I'm going to feel like I'm going off track. Who stuck it out to finish that manuscript and showed up and said, AI is going to be here. I'm going to figure out a way. However, if I'm going to use it on the marketing side, I'm going to use it there. If I'm going to use it to proofread, like use it Grammarly, it's there. You understand it's here. We're not going to go away from it. But every author who stuck to their vision and showed up to their own manuscript with their own words and their own creativity and did it anyway, right? I salute you. That's,
there are more reasons to quit than to keep going.
Right.
And I often say to people, you get to the point where there's a conversation and people are maybe disappointed in their agent search or their search for a publisher, or even the indie publishing path is difficult, right? It's got a lot of moving parts to it. And I always ask, like when you're ready to like delete all your files and burn your manuscripts,
yes.
Have we all been at that point? I try to talk people off the ledge there. But would you still write your stories even if nobody was really reading them? Like, are you so much of a writer inside your body that you can't even imagine not putting your words down on paper or the screen? And I think that most creators, whether it's art or music, you have this desire to create, and it comes out of you whether or not you've got an audience. We all want an audience and we want people to like what we're creating. But I always tell people to go back to that inner, your inner creator. Can you imagine a life where you aren't creating? And then, you have to navigate that path to what success looks like for you or happiness with your creative work. Salute you, however you've made it to the finish line with a
to the finish line,
yeah.
This year, because
bravo.
Cheers. Cheers.
One of the other things I have is I have to say a huge thank you, gratefulness for my beta readers this year. I was on a tight timeline and they all came through for me, even though it may have meant that they had to juggle their schedule. And I always hate asking that, but they were amazing. So you know who you all are, you beta readers out there. Thank you so much for being kind to me when I was on my mad dash toward the finish line. So,
and that what you did a mad dash.
It was a mad dash. I don't know
how
if I
many
repeat that. I would like to be able to repeat that all the time, but I'm not sure I can. So
was it 46? You said
47 day writing sessions.
That's amazing.
That's actually a really good goal and I have to tell you that I think my writing was better because of it, because there was not a lot of gap between my writing sessions, which, that requires all kinds of, get back into the zone, right? Read what you wrote before, remind yourself what you wrote before. Is the voice consistent? And I think that quicker writing made my editing easier because I was making fewer errors. That's a goal for 2026. Can I repeat it?
There's this wonderful craft mall near me that actually, in Model Suspect, she opens a craft mall, right? And this was the model for that moment, that craft mall.
I don't think I realized that. Okay.
Oh, I don't think I said any. I don't think I've really said it. But it really was. I would drive by it and it's this cute little shop in Genesee and it's it's in a converted barn. And the floor creaks when you walk in and it's just quaint and fun and filled with artists. And I always thought, oh my gosh, this is such a model for a place. So yeah, sure enough, it actually is the model for the craft mall in Model Suspect. But so now they had change of ownership and they've refreshed the place and brought in new artists. And there was this bookshelf sitting there empty one day. And I walked in and I said, oh, could I rent that? And they, sure, And so I have my own little bookshelf, in the mill, and it's been a blast. I've enjoyed every second. They've remodeled the workshop area so I could have author events or writing classes there. If they keep saying,
Oh,
would you please develop a class,
that's wonderful. Yeah.
and every, if there's a little jar by the front that's, if you donate, whatever is donated every month, they match and it goes to the dog rescue down the road. And we have a mascot who came from the rescue, Marley. She's just charming. And it's been a delight. And there's a bakery. In the same parking lot, there's the post office where I mail books. There's the bakery, and then there's this craft mall. And then there's a resale clothing place. And then there's a couple fabulous restaurants, all in like 2 blocks.
That it sounds like a perfect experience to me.
Right. So it's been really fun and a blessing to me, and just something that I never planned it, but it was just one of those things, and it's all worked out really well. So
Yeah, and
thank
it's
everybody at Genesee Depot.
so I just have a couple left. We already talked about it. I'd say one of my bright spots this year were the bigger award wins, the Midwest Book Award for
Mm.
Beyond the Cemetery Gate, and then that one also won an IPPY, a gold medal
Mhm.
for a YA ebook for in the IPPYs.
Well, you're talking both books, right? Because you've got
Yeah,
two that are
yeah,
award
And
winners.
Haven won a number of awards as well. So
Yes.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to just say this year was a delight. Awards are just starting to like kind of come out, for books published this year. And the Circle of Nine, book 4. Mercy in the Mist is now named one of the 100 notable indies of by Shelf Unbound. It's a self-publishing, indie publishing focus group. So
Yes, it's a wonderful magazine. They've got a fabulous website and they do reviews, and it's based in Waukesha, Wisconsin.
yeah,
So,
yeah, I know it's local.
yeah,
I didn't know that until recently. It's
yeah,
kind of crazy that I didn't understand that.
yeah. They do a beautiful job, kind of fly under the radar, but they do a really beautiful job. Yeah.
And then my last one was being invited back to Irish Fest. The Irish Fest volunteers are amazing, particularly those that run the literary corner. It's by invitation only to be one of the authors there. And obviously your book has to have Irish theme of some sort. And that was where I officially launched book 4 in the series. And it was a wonderful weekend. It's a lot of energy to put out. But I don't know that people understand that. And I think it's probably the same for all the ethnic fests in Milwaukee on the lakefront. That's run by volunteers.
Mhm.
And they're amazing people, and they are cheerful and fun, and they just run around like they work so hard that weekend
Mhm.
to make sure everything goes well. But I was so grateful to be invited back because that gives me, like you talk about people. I
Mhm.
mean, I was with my people all weekend,
Oh, how
and
nice.
people come through and they're like, "Oh, there's a new book." Like they remembered me from like a few years ago when I only had like 3 out, or when they only saw book 1. There's something about that feedback that, the energy of that feeds a lot of months of work, right?
Right. Right.
So I don't know. I was very appreciative. I just needed to shout out because that's
Oh, nice.
a lot of work.
Very nice. See, that's what I mean. It's about the people you meet along the way. They know you, they love you, they want you back, they enjoy your books. That's a win. That's as good as any award win. It's a win.
Oh yeah, you know what? For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even. I actually think being with people is more important for me than an award win. Now,
Yep.
people who don't know me, an award win might make a difference in whether they think a book is worth buying. Maybe I don't know. That's kind of the hope that those give you a little more publicity. And people always ask, like, what is that worth? And I'm like, well, it's social proof that your book,
Right.
was vetted by other people in the industry and was done well or whatever. It's gift
It's
season. Woohoo. Do you have a list of gifts that you
I have
recommend?
it. I have some props. I have some fun things. So,
I don't have props. Look, you're just ready. You got the
no,
theme, you've got the props. I'm just
no.
here.
It's because I'm always ready for a party. Like I always just want, the older I get, the more I want to be ready for that emergency cocktail party, that emergency gift giving, that's just what I need to
I
be.
love this emergency cocktail party. Have we all not needed an emergency cocktail party in
Right? That's what these are. These clothes right here. It's all I can get dressed in a second. They're mostly sequins, party wear. I'm ready to go. So anyway, this is something I thought it was really cute. I got this, speaking of the mill in Genesee Depot, there's a gal there who does blind date with the book. And then she also does these little, it's just a note card. It's just blank note cards, but then she adds little, like these are the
Oh,
bookmarks. So she has a mini cover of my book. Here's a coffee
oh my God,
mug.
they're so
They're just little
cute.
clippies. Like that's a little clip.
Yeah, but they're so cute.
Yeah. And then this is, I think, oh, she put in a unicorn for Valentine lines, because Pegasus is in there, not a unicorn. But, I just thought these are cute and I give them away at my book events. I just give them away as little note cards for people.
Oh, but it's gorgeous. How
I
fun
think
is
it's
that?
just something fun. And they weren't expensive. She made them for me. She does all this, but you can certainly do this on your own. It's just it's just a cover with some note cards. And then this is my book cover. And then she just glues it to a big paper clip.
That is so
If
cool.
you want to give, as an author, you definitely can go to, Michael's or Hobby Lobby and find these things and put it together yourself and give it out. Very affordable.
Love it.
And then the other thing I have seen, and have you seen these book vase?
No,
It's a vase, right? You put flowers in it, but it's a stack of books.
I love it. Oh my
And
God.
I've seen ones that would have titles here.
With
It's a
actual
color,
title.
they have colors. But anyway, I thought that'd be something fun.
Oh, that's super fun. And we should link, and I will into the show notes, I will link the place that you're talking about. If you have a writer in your life and you are looking for a bigger ticket item, perhaps, I say send them on a writing retreat to a workshop, a conference, or even online courses or
Mhm.
something like that if you think that they, have been wanting to do something like that. Because I think a lot of times we don't invest in ourselves the way we should as
Right.
writers.
You
Yeah.
feel guilty spending the money on yourself. If you're looking for local, Wisconsin Writers Association, you can give a gift of the conference. You can give a gift of membership, which is
Oh, right.
very affordable, less than $50. You can give a critique group, again, very, very affordable. And it's that time. It's, for example, a critique group, 6 weeks of submitting work, evaluating other work, getting feedback.
So a couple of things that I think are good. You talk about the supporting your local bookstores, your local indie stores. Get some gift cards from there.
Mhm.
Pick up their swag. Pick up
Mhm.
their book bags as part of your gift. And you
Right.
do, like you said, you showed those already. Uh,
I love, the book bags. I love them. I love them. They're fabulous.
yes. And it's
No.
reusable, free advertising for them, but they're really nicely done. A lot of the places have really, really nice bags.
Yeah.
Something that I realized I had to sit here when I was making this list, and I'm like, what do I use all the time? And I use Angela Ackerman and Becca Puglisi's Emotion Thesaurus.
Mm. Mhm.
Their entire line, you can get it in an ebook, you can get it in paperback. I like it in paperback because I like the tactile book while I'm working on my computer to not go back and forth to another digital device. They have all different kinds of these thesauruses.
Tesserae.
That's right.
I
That's
think
right.
it's Tesserae, right? Right? I think.
The word with Valerie today. No, learn. No.
Good thing we're not on Jeopardy.
But I just love those so much. So this is something that I use in really one of my final editing passes, where I realize that the reaction that people or one character has to being angry is the same motion or how I describe their face or whatever. I'm using the exact same kind of things over and over and over again. There's a whole series of them, and I'll link to them also in the show notes. But if you have an author who doesn't have any of these, they may not know they need them, but they
Yeah,
will love them once they get them.
right, right. Definitely helps.
Anything else that you like that you would
Um,
give?
no, I mean, there's so much. I mean, but do we want to go into champagnes? Do we want to go into shoes?
Okay, so something that you tend to give me. So I love having things that make my atmosphere. And you mentioned this about your writing in the morning,
Mhm.
like candles.
Yes.
I love having, certain teas and coffees and things like tea in the afternoon for me, hot tea, coffee in the morning. After a certain point, I have to switch over to like a decaf, like tea type situation if I want a
Mhm.
hot drink. I have my favorite mug. Like, we have our routines, right?
Yes.
And writers are very routine oriented, to get that mojo and the magic going. Like, we do our candle and whatever. So anything like that, I think is fun. Most of us have a little writing space, me, even if it's just a corner of a room where we want to set up our little
Right.
like atmosphere, right?
Right. I have my, yeah, I look over the backyard, and it's just my peaceful place.
Yeah.
There's one thing I do want to add, and this is, when you're at writing events and you're standing most of the day, usually, and you're hauling back and forth. You're setting up, you're moving things out of your car to this place, to your stand, and then you've got to take it all back, right? So it's a long day on your feet.
It is.
I wear Danskos.
Ooh, dance clothes are great. I haven't had a pair of those in years.
Oh, these are, I can't, I wear them all day long, stand on my feet, and and I have back problems, right? And
Yeah.
they're my go-to shoe. So if you like clogs and you need a good shoe that's sturdy and fun, I like my little fur on mine, and you can get them with suede, and you can get them with glitter now, and you can get them all kinds of fun colors. Consider Danskos.
And actually, on that theme, in a way, oh, get a decent writing chair. Please, please. Now, I swapped mine out. I have a steel case chair. It was crazy expensive, but during the pandemic, when I was in my chair so much more, I realized I was causing myself issues, with
There
my
you go.
posture. I had a desk chair, it just wasn't a good desk chair.
Right.
And that is also like if it's in the budget, get a really good chair if you can. You're in that chair so many hours.
100% agree. Yes, a good desk chair with lumbar support.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll link
That's
to the
a
one I have. Steelcase has like gaming chairs and stuff too. So, hey, if perhaps someone else in your family is a big gamer, maybe you should share. I don't know. That may cause trouble, but that might make it more palatable on the expense if you know you can use it for multiple things. But
right.
I tell you, I have not had issue in that chair now. I mean, 2020 during the pandemic, I've had it
Wow.
a long time and it's doing great. So.
I think that's the perfect note to end it on, because
Mhm.
we've run the gamut for gifts from very, very affordable, just a little bit of time, to, the back saving chair.
Like that's as expensive as going to a conference,
Right.
basically. Yeah. So don't cringe when you see that price, but it was worth it. And here I am. There is not a thing wrong with that chair after
Wow.
5 years of use. So
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to look into that one.
yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
chair. So I can't believe we're now at the end of our second year. So, I mean, we should, cheers to that we made it
Cheers
through
to
the
that.
second year. And
Yep.
we are building up our, listenership, our viewership. And we're going to kick off 2026 with a jump into TikTok. So watch for that. And I'm not sure what our first podcast date will be in 2026, but watch for that. It'll post like it always does out to you all. Um,
Right. And for that, I've been on there for a little while. It's sporadic, my, tendency over there, because it's just so time consuming, all the social medias. But what I'll bring is a couple people to follow who offer pretty decent advice
oh,
for
good.
free. You can sign up for some of the documents they offer in that, but also it's just consistently good free advice. And then just, local Wisconsin authors that you can follow. And I think we can make a community there and support one another and learn while we go.
It should be an adventure. Is it always is? Is it
As it
always
always
is?
is.
So thanks for joining us today and happy holidays, everybody. And a happy new year because we won't see you till 2026 now. So cheers.
Cheers.